Yes, please. So the torque is producing exactly upward direction. So which is a what actually? Parallel to the axis of rotation. Am I right or wrong? So the torque is acting along the axis of rotation. I have sent you the video. I recorded with my hands and I send you. Check it. Axis of rotation. So that it will produce a turning effect or not. Please respond. It will produce the turning effect.
Turning effect.
Clear, everybody? So now be very careful. Whenever the torque is perpendicular to the axis of rotation, then what is the turning effect? Everybody? Perpendicular. Perpendicular means what is the axis of rotation? No turning effect.
No turning effect.
Okay. So if you want to see the turning effect of any kind of object, it has to be made what? The torque has to be exerted parallel to the axis of rotation or along the axis of rotation, not parallel, along the axis of rotation. Understanding? That is only will produce the turning effect. If it is torque is perpendicular to axis of rotation, no turning effect will be created. So this is what you have to remember, all of you. Clear? So that video I have sent you, you just watch it after the class. So this is what it is. So if you keep it in mind, the entire statement is that what? The component of torque, which is always along the axis of rotation, only can produce what? Everybody. Only can produce the turning effect. If it is not, it is not producing the turning effect. So in this first case, why it is not producing the turning effect? Torque is acting perpendicularly to the axis of rotation or parallel to the axis of rotation. Everybody. It is outwards. Outwards, girl. Outwards means what? See, axis of rotation is like this, and outwards means like a z-axis. Imagine like this is y-axis and x-axis is forgot about the x-axis. Now this outwards it is acting. Outwards means yes, brothers, it is acting z-axis. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Clear? Yes or no? So both are perpendicular.
Yes,
so both are perpendicular. So y and z are perpendicular to each other. So both are y and z perpendicular to each other. So that axis of rotation is what? No. No turning effect will be created. No turning effect is created when torque is perpendicular to axis of rotation. Be very careful. Are you clear, everyone? Outwards means it is at z-axis only. Am I right, guys?
yes, sir.
So that is what, so torque by the time no turning effect. Okay. So this is what is about all these things. Now we are going to form the last concept in our today's class. That is what? Moment of inertia. So what is this moment of inertia? And then we'll finish it and we'll continue from in our tomorrow's class. So moment of inertia. Everybody observe very carefully. Moment of inertia means, let us come from the first. So linear displacement, angular displacement, linear velocity, angular velocity, linear acceleration, angular acceleration. Now linear force and angular force. What is that? We used to call it as, all of you, torque. Yes or no? Please respond, torque. Now we are going to form the relationship between torque and this one. What is that one? Okay. So let us see. We all know that acceleration and angular acceleration. What is the relation? A is equals to, all of you respond. A is equals to R into alpha. Correct or not? And we all know that Newton's second law. Force is equals to what? Please respond. Force is equals to mass into acceleration.
Acceleration.
All of you observe very carefully. So let us make it this one. So moment of inertia means nothing else. You can see that. So we all knows that if you consider any kind of a pivoted object which has been touched axis of rotation, so the midpoint we used to call something where we can balance it. What is that called as? Everybody? Yes, please. Where the whole body mass is located. What is that called as? Center of mass. So let me take the acceleration produced by the body is A and applied force is F and mass of the body is M. So now applied force is here. So from here to here we used to call something. Anybody? Yes, R. So I will take from the Newton's second law F is equals to ma. We all knows that. Multiply both the sides with the R. Okay. So I will multiply with R and both the sides. Multiply with R in the both the sides. Okay. So what will happen? Everybody speak. What will become? It will become R into F is equals to M into R into A. Will you all agree with me? Please respond, all of you. Yes. And you all people knows that acceleration is equals to R alpha and F is equals to ma. Now, so just observe very carefully. I will replace with this. R into F means something we just now studied. R into F means what? Torque is equals to what? R.
Torque.
Understanding? So I can replace with the torque. So torque is equals to, now you can check it everybody. M into R and A means what? We all knows that. A means what, guys? R alpha.
R alpha.
So which is equals to MR square alpha.
R.
MR square alpha. So which is equals to torque. So this is what the relationship between like torque formula. This is the torque formula. M into R square into R. Now here if you notice it, all of you, please be very careful. In linear, what is the mass? Linear means what is the mass, guys? We all people knows. S is linear displacement theta, linear velocity or linear angular velocity, linear acceleration, linear force, angular force, or torque. Sorry, torque it is, not angular force, torque it is. Now mass, F is equals to ma. So here is ma means, then here what will happen? On the day I have taught you, beginning itself, check it everybody, which is called as, it's not a mass, it is a what? Here M means, here what will happen? I will come. So what do you mean by I? Anybody? I means what? Moment of inertia.
Inertia.
What it is. So that moment of inertia only just you compare. So F is equals to ma and we are getting torque is equals to what is that? M into R square alpha. So all of you remember that this R square, M into R square only we used to call. See that A means A. This is matching alpha. F means torque is matching. Then only M. So in linear mass is M. And angular, what is that? It is not the mass. What is that called as? Everybody. Moment of
Moment of
what is the
inertia.
moment of inertia formula? I is equals to mass into R square. So that is what it is. So I will write torque is equals to I into alpha. We have already written or not? Sir, verify it. I means what here? Moment of inertia.
Yes, sir.
Moment of inertia. Already at the beginning of this chapter, we have written it. Verify it. First lecture.
Yes, sir.
So that is what. So I means what? Moment of inertia. That is what you have to remember. So in linear motion, M, mass will take it. In angular motion, I into alpha. Alpha means we all knows that. This A means angular acceleration. Sorry, linear acceleration. Alpha means what? Angular acceleration. F means what? Linear force. Torque means what? Angular force. Understanding? So the name only mr square. So here we have m and here mr square. So here m means linear mass. Here mr square means what? Moment of inertia. That is what you have to remember. So this is what about it. I hope you all understand very well. Then in our tomorrow's class, we are going to study the most important concept for IIT and as well as NEET. So that is what we used to call as rotational equilibrium. So this is one of the interesting concept and as well as very important concept for NEET and as well as JEE. So please still, unless you have learned till here what we studied yesterday and day before yesterday, and this is very difficult to understand. So please make sure, because we are going to solve big sums in our tomorrow's class. So if you are not having a complete idea, you people cannot able to solve it. So that is what is my opinion. So hopefully you all by tomorrow morning I will upload that tomorrow yesterday's and day before yesterday's videos. So whenever time permits before 9:30 tomorrow, please kindly finish it and make attention. Morning, if you are not wake up, please, I am not going to tolerate whomever it is. So please make sure you are compulsory wake up and study. That is what is my expectation. Okay. Thank you everybody. We'll meet in tomorrow's class. Do you all understand, everybody? Able to understand or not? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now I have
Yes,
sent
sir.
you a 1 minute video. You just watch that video so that you all can have an idea. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll meet tomorrow's class. Please wake up and study. Aswita, make attention, please. You have to study. There is no way. You have to work hard. 10th class, how much hard work we did. Please remember that. Your hard work should not come down. That is what is my expectation. You have to work more and more when your age is growing. Thank you, everybody.